Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Marcus Fixes Stuff, a show where I teach you how to fix stuff at home so you don't have to pay for an expensive repairman. Well, it's a rainy, gloomy day in my garage, but nonetheless, I'm going to show you how to change the air filter on this 2016 Chevy Traverse. And this can be done for a lot of different model Chevys. I think it's 15 through 20 maybe. Don't quote me on that, but check it out. It also applies to a lot of other vehicles. So this is something you can do yourself, you can do at home, and you don't have to pay somebody else to do it for you. I also want to say thank you to everybody for subscribing. We beat that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I'm very excited about that, but don't let that discourage you from just subscribing now. We want more subs, so keep it going, y'all. It's been great. Also want to say like the video and leave me any comments if you have them, and I will respond to them if you got questions or whatever. All right, enough of that. Let's get to work. This is the manifold that houses the air filter. It's right here on the right side of the engine. You can see. There's a set of screws that hold this in place, and some air filter manifolds have clips that hold it in place. And that would have been a lot easier, but they decided when they made this vehicle they didn't want me to have an easy time. Before we get to the screws though, the first thing we got to do is take this little wire harness out by pulling this. You see that? Let's look at that again. Pop that backwards, then you can get a little flathead screwdriver under there, and you can pull it up like that and then pull it out. Now, I'm saying that, but I'm probably going to have both hands to do it. So I'll be right back. There we go. We're going to just take this, put it right in front of the washer fluid port, and leave it alone until we get back. That'll be the last thing we put back in. There are 6 screws that hold this thing in place. There's 2, let's see, there's 2 right here, there's 2 in the back, there's 1, and then around here, and then there's 2 on this side. Yeah, there's 1 right here, and 1 where? There we go, right there. See if I can get a better shot on it. There you go. And then 1 back underneath this thing. So I have both a electric screwdriver and a little handheld screwdriver. And the electric works great when you've got space like I do right here. I'm not backing it out all the way because I don't want to lose this piece, this little screw. And if it fell, it might just fall under the car, but it might not also. We want to go ahead and take those screws out and put them in our little container like I like to have. We're going to take the screws out all the way around, and then we can, then we're going to take this little clamp off. Then we can remove this manifold. And while I'm thinking about it, so watch the whole video and I'll show you how much you're going to save by doing this yourself. For the last screw, I switched to the handheld because I can't reach that electric screwdriver down in there. We're just going to reach in there. Oh, and by the way, the bit I'm using is a T25 star bit. That's what all the screw heads are, so you are going to need that to do this. There we go. We're going to finish it with our hand so that we don't drop it under the car. Now that we've got all the screws out, we're going to release this clamp with a flathead screwdriver. Back it out till it starts to move, which should be any second now. Then you can just pull this back. You may need a screwdriver or something under there to do it, but you just grab and pull, and there you go. And now this part's a little tricky, but you got to take this whole manifold out to get to the air filter. We're going to push this back. We're going to pull that up. You got to watch your brake fluid spout right there. Watch all your little tabs and all your hoses and wires. There we go. We'll just sit this down, and as you can see, there's the air filter. You just lift it out and remove it. Now this is actually already a new air filter, but I didn't. I wanted to show you how to get to it. And you know, like I always say, shop around. You can find these things for like $10 or $15 online or in an auto parts store. It's going to be a lot cheaper than if you take your car somewhere and have them do it for you. This is the hardest part, getting this cover back in there. You really just kind of have to manhandle it. Again, watch your brake fluid spout, watch all your wires and hoses. You can kind of go head first, grab it from the bottom, make sure you're not crushing anything, make sure everything's good, and then move it right into place. And this cover will sit over that air filter. We're gonna go ahead and put all the screws back in place. We'll just start it by hand, go back with our screwdriver or our electric screwdriver and finish them off. All right, that was the last screw. All 6 are in place. Now we got to tighten this clamp back, and look, these little notches go right on those little bumps. That's where it's meant to go, so you got to line that up correctly before you tighten that. While I'm tightening that up and putting this clip of wires back in, why don't you go see how much money you're going to save doing this yourself? The average cost for this repair is $70, and it can be higher than that. It can go up to $100 or more, depending on where you take it, especially if you take it to a dealer. The cost for me to do this at home, $15. And you can find those air filters cheaper than that. You can find them more expensive than that too, but $15 is what I paid. That's a savings of $55, and saving money is what it's all about. Let's get back to the car. I tell you, I don't know where you live, but it's hot in July in Mississippi. Nonetheless, it's another job well done. Thank you for watching the video. Like I said before, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you got any questions or comments, I will answer them. I will see you again when something else breaks. God bless.